My favorite credit card, and the one that I definitely use the most, is the Amex Gold. I've had it for 3 years now, and through its points, I've been able to go on many trips for absolutely free, which is awesome. I like it so much that I even made a video about it in this YouTube channel a while ago. But I got an email the other day with the news that they're actually changing some benefits and even the pricing. So in this video, I'll go over the pricing change, some of the benefits that have stayed the same and that have changed. And at the end, I'll give my overall thoughts as to whether I think this card is still worth it or if you should get another card. But first, obviously, let's go with the most important thing, which is the pricing. Amex increased the price from $250 to $325. So by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be August 21st. If you still don't have the card by today, if you get accepted when you apply, you're gonna pay the full $325. If you're an existing card member like myself and your renewal is before October 1st, you're actually gonna get an extra year at the $250 price, which is pretty clutch. However, if it's after October 1st, like myself, you're gonna be charged the full $325. Now, in I'll Teach You to Be Rich, Ramit Sethi always says to call when something like this happens by the time your card renews to see if they have any offers and if they can give you a promotion to keep the old price rather than the new price. With that said, this increase in price comes with some additional benefits and with some changes to existing benefits, so let's check them out. First, the point structure for the new Gold Amex is gonna stay completely the same. It's still gonna be 4 points on restaurants, 4 points on groceries, 3 points on flights, and 2 points on prepaid hotels. The one thing that is changing is that the 4 points in restaurants is gonna be limited to $50,000 in purchases in a year. So that means that you're only gonna be rewarded for up to around $4,100 per month when it comes to restaurants. At the end, this change is not gonna affect most of us. It's definitely not gonna affect me, but if it affects you, I commend you and I congratulate you because you live a beautiful life. Now, for the other benefits, you still have the Uber Cash and the dining credit that you had on the old card that I talked about in my previous video. The only change is that for the dining credit, Amex's partner is now gonna be Five Guys instead of Shake Shack. So when you use your card at Five Guys, you can get up to $10 off per month, which comes in a statement credit. It is a benefit that actually a lot of people miss. I normally use it every month. I use Grubhub and you just pick up my food and I save $10 a month on food. Afterwards, we have a new addition, which is probably my favorite addition to this new card, which is the $100 yearly Resi credit. You get to save $50 every 6 months on restaurants that have partnerships with Resi. So for example, if you watch my New York spending video last week, I went to Oshawa in New York, ended up spending like $75 and I got a $50 statement credit on my Amex, which means that the dinner ended up being just $25. This is probably my favorite change and the one that I think people will enjoy the most. And then the next big change is huge if you normally get your coffee outside, but you're gonna get $84 a year on Dunkin', which is capped at $7 per month. So what I've been doing is that I created a Dunkin' account and every month I'll just get a large iced coffee. I think it's like $6.80. Also, if you create an account, for the first 2 weeks of the account, so the first time that you use the card, you can just get a bagel, and Dunkin' has a promotion that they'll give you a free medium drink. So again, another bonus that you can take advantage of if you decide to use the Dunkin' credit. So those are really the big changes. Now let's go over whether I think the card's still worth it or not. First, let's see how much value you would get if you were to take advantage of all the benefits I just mentioned. So let's say you get all $120 of the Uber Cash in benefits, you get all $120 of the dining credit, you use all $84 in Dunkin', and you use the $100 for Resi. That will give you a total of $424 in value, which is already higher than the cost of the card, and that's without taking into account all the points you're gonna make from your purchases. However, there's a better analysis because you should only take into account the value that you would get if you would use the card for your everyday purchases. If you take this and do it for me, I wouldn't really take into account the $84 for Dunkin', because even though I do use the benefit, I wouldn't go to Dunkin' if it wasn't for the benefit. And I'm just gonna put $100 for the dining credit, because there's some months that I just don't use it. Even then, I still get $320 of value. And then if you add my points, which on average I spend around $1,500 eating out in drinks and groceries, which means that for every $1 I get 4 points, so I get around 6,000 points per month. If you multiply it by 12 over a year, I make at least 72,000 points. If you put that into the American Express website, just for a statement credit, it ends up being an extra $432 of value. And that's a conservative estimate, because if you transfer it to airlines and hotel partners, you get a lot more money. Generally, you just divide the amount of points you have by 100, and that's the approximate amount of value you have to transfer over to Amex's partners. But just to be conservative, let's say you want to use the points for statement credits, that's an extra $432 that I would get per year, bringing my total value to $752. So I think this card is still very, very worth it, especially if you're like me and most of what you do consists on eating out, going to bars with your friends, and obviously going to the grocery store. And it's definitely nice that every time I have a trip, I know I have enough points to cover the flight tickets. But maybe I missed something. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree, if you guys are gonna be renewing the card. I'll leave my referral link in the description. However, keep in mind that it'll only give you 60,000 points. So go to your browser and check if there's a better offer available. If not, feel free to use my referral link. If you like the video, drop a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Peace.